of the meaning of the kanji shine, and voila! The Rakugo storyteller we know as Katsura Sunshine was born. And the world became a better place for it. Jibe-san, I understand about the name, but did you say that the Rakugo storyteller also has a chance to perform, even while still under the apprenticeship? Yes, quite often the apprentices under apprenticeship, no matter how recently they have started, will be the top batters, the top performers, top of the batting order for their master's shows or the shows of their seniors. Top batter, eh? Ah, I'm starting to catch what you were saying. They're trying to make it a hit show. The audience has a ball. Are you going to stop me, Jinbe-san? Very high-level jokes. I was waiting for you to strike out. This is a very rare aspect to the apprenticeship of Rakugo storytellers. I don't think you see it in any other art form. Can you imagine a professional violinist asking the audience to listen to their student at Carnegie Hall play Mary Had a Little Lamb at the beginning of the concert? Wow. But it must be very hard to be funny when you're just starting. Hard. Ha! Nearly impossible. But also, Bobby-kun, not expected. Not expected. Not expected. Not expected. What do you mean by that, Jibe-san? The Rakugo-ka at the beginning of the show, that top batter, the one in apprenticeship, is called a zenza, which means sitting before in Japanese kanji characters. Just means the top batter. The responsibility of the zenza is to set the pace of the show, to set up a little bit of an atmosphere of excitement with a fast-paced, straight, and short delivery right at the top of the show. People are not expecting to laugh. The audience will often say, ah, there is the new apprentice. Wow, we are looking forward to his development. In a way, every Rakugo-ka, every Rakugo storyteller is raised by the audience. The audience is integrally responsible for the development of the storyteller. So often they will immediately become his fan or supporter. And in years to come, they will say, ah, we remember your first show. You weren't very good then. Whoa, have you not come a long way? Amazing. That's part of the joy of being a part of a Rakugo audience. Jinbe-san, this is fascinating. What else do Rakugo storytellers do under apprenticeship? Well, when the apprentice is not with the master, they go to the Rakugo theater called the Yosei. And there they have a lot of work to do in the dressing room. They have to greet the masters when they come in, help them put on their kimonos, and then help fold the kimonos when the masters are finished their stories, bring the masters tea. They're also responsible for playing instruments. Instruments? Instruments. Each and every storyteller has their own entrance music. It's called a debayashi, or the music that brings them onto the stage. The Rakugo storytellers under apprenticeship have to memorize every master's debayashi and play it on the taiko drums, or on the flute, or maybe some other percussion instruments. Only the shamisen player is not a Rakugo storyteller, but a specific professional musician. Wow. But if the Rakugo storytellers are always with their master or at the theater serving the other masters, how do they make money? How do they pay the rent? Well, this is case by case and it depends on the master, but usually the master is traditionally responsible for paying the rent and food and board of each and every apprentice he takes on. Wow, so it really is very much like a family atmosphere, isn't it? The master has great responsibility too. But how do the apprentices learn stories then? Are there scripts? Rakugo is an oral tradition. It is said that traditionally the master would perform each and every story that he wanted to teach in front of the apprentices 3 times. The 4th time the apprentices would have to repeat the story back to him. You have to do the story exactly as the master does it. Once the master says okay, that the story, the way the apprentice is performing it is acceptable, then that story becomes the property of the apprentice himself, and he or she are free to change the story in their own way if they want. But most people don't change it very much. Jinbe-san, that reminds me of jazz music, where the jazz musician learns standards and that becomes their own. That is a very good analogy, Bobby-kun. Music to my ears. I must take note of that. Your knowledge is scaling new heights. I think Rakugo just might be your forte. Are you going to stop me or should I continue? Very high-level jokes. Wow, Jinbe-san, there's a lot more to Rakugo than I expected. 3-year apprenticeship. I didn't see that one coming. It reminds me of another Japanese saying that I really like. 3 years upon a rock. Ah, yes, Bobby-kun. Ishi no ue ni mo 3 nen. 3 years upon a rock. Anything can be achieved with patience and perseverance. Just like in the case of the Rakugo, 3-year apprenticeship. I think you are right after all, Jinbei-san, that anybody that becomes a Rakugo-ka, a Rakugo storyteller, must be a little bit of a genius. Well, Bobby-kun, that is where we wholeheartedly agree.
Adding armor. Heads up, flag.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a traditional Japanese Rakugo comic storyteller, and my name is Katsura Sunshine. As we know Rakugo stories in Japanese, we start with the traditional greeting to the audience. In polite Japanese, the greeting goes a little bit like this. 皆様ご来場いただきありがとうございます。落語家なんです。桂三氏改め6代桂文集の15番目の弟子の桂さんに輝くと書きまして桂サンシャインでございます。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。Same greeting in English, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. Sometimes English is shorter. Today we have another short Rakugo story for you about Rakugo.
Enemy UAV is online.
受験ここのすり切れ落語お客様の笑顔キラリキラリ声わははサンシャイン落語その話の中に光る光るすご技がサンシャイン
Hello, Jinbei-san. Anybody home? Jinbei-san.
Now finish. 3 squads left in the war zone. Stay alert.
Oh, I was wondering who it was. It's you, Bobby-kun. Come in, come in, come in. Jinbei-san.